All right, this is a quick tutorial on how to use your activity log. This assignment is going to be used throughout the semester to track what you do at home for physical activity. Each month, you'll submit a log and then be assigned a new one. So, to start out, you've all been assigned September. When you click on the assignment, you'll notice there's two documents attached. First is the rubric in which you'll be assessed. Second is the log where you'll enter in all the information. All right, when you open the document, this is what it'll look like. Notice there's three tabs at the bottom. We're going to go through all three. The first one it'll take you to is the instructions page. It's going to review some of the information I discussed today. Second is the September kind of calendar. That at the top, there is the dates in which the calendar references. And then as you scroll down, there's kind of a setup for each week. All right, we're going to enter some activity and highlight some things that are important to know. So to start, if you are active, you're going to enter in what you do in this activity column. So let's pretend somebody went walking. You can write walking in this column. In the second column, it asks you to write in the primary health-related fitness component. This is where you're going to type in either the word cardiovascular endurance, muscular strength, or flexibility. You should pick the one that's most prevalent in the activity that you record. So for walking, it's going to be a cardio activity. And then in the next chunk of columns here, we're going to type in how difficult that activity was. Light would be referencing activities where you're moving, but you don't really notice your breathing or ability to talk change at all. Moderate would be where you're moving and your ability to talk and breathe become more difficult. And then vigorous would be where that breathing and talking become almost impossible or really difficult. So likely, if someone's walking, their activity intensity is going to be in the light zone. So let's say they went for a 20-minute walk. To record that time, I would just type the number 20 in the light column. Let's enter a second activity. Let's say this person went for a run. Run would go in the activity column. Again, primary health related fitness component would be cardio. But let's say this run was roughly half an hour. It's likely that some of your activities are going to actually have parts that are in different intensity zones. Let's say this person warmed up for 5 minutes. They would type 5 in the light zone, maybe when breathing and difficulty to talk wasn't high. Then most of their run, they were in the moderate zone. Let's say they went for 20 minutes. And then let's say at the end, they decided to do a little bit of sprint work. So maybe their last 5 minutes breathing and talking were really difficult, so we could put 5 in that column. Now, their whole workout for the day was 30 minutes. However, we've broken it up based on how hard each part was. Let's enter a third activity. Let's say this person went kayaking. Kayaking is likely going to be considered a muscular endurance activity because you're pulling against resistance. Let's say this activity was a longer period of time, say an hour, but it was pretty consistent in terms of intensity. So we'll say moderate. To record an hour, we don't want to type in the number 1. It will only give us credit for minutes. So we want to make sure that we convert that hour into 60 minutes so that you get credit for doing that activity for the correct amount of time. So the great thing about the log is it does all the math for you, so you know how much time you're being active. At the bottom here, there's a couple of times it's calculated. This person so far in week 1 has been active for a total of 1.8 hours. Now, throughout the week, we're asking you to try and aim for 4 total hours. Now, the second number here is actually incorporated into this, but it tells you how much of that bigger number was the harder intensities, moderate and vigorous. So this person so far, of the 1.8, was active in the moderate to vigorous zone for 1.4 hours. We're asking that you get 3 hours here and 4 hours here. So it works out to about an hour of light a week and hopefully 3 hours of moderate to vigorous a week. The next area of the log we want you to look at is this weekly health habit satisfaction. We want you to consider your activity, what you ate, your level of stress, and your sleep, and rank them in how satisfied you are. High being happy with what you did, low being maybe not so happy. So let's say this person was pretty happy with their exercise. They're kind of okay with what they ate, but they were really stressed and they kind of slept okay. In this area here, where it says weekly workout comments, we want you to reflect on how you rank this and explain it in a sentence format. So maybe this person had a math test. We want you to explain why you ranked it as low, referencing that math test in this area. So you'll notice in here, someone typed in, I was unsatisfied with my level of stress due to a test in math. That helps us understand why you ranked your stress level as unsatisfied. Now, the final thing I want to show you on the log is the course summary. The course summary is the last tab at the bottom, and you'll notice here that it allows you to kind of reflect on the whole month. It will take that time for each week and give you your totals in this column. As you add more time, these totals will increase, and then you can see what your total time for the week is. Again, you're aiming for roughly 4 hours total, and then if possible, 3 of those should be in the moderate to vigorous zone. If you have any questions moving forward about the log, please ask your phys ed teachers. This is definitely going to be something that we use the whole semester, so it's important you have a strong understanding of how to report and record your activity accurately.